We coming straight to your stereo. Yo, get the speaker box loud. Yo, get the speaker box loud. 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 We coming straight to your stereo. Yo, get the speaker box loud.
Welcome back, everybody, to CSA. We have the first day of the major. This is when you prove that you are the best and that you belong at the top of the totem pole. And this is where players start to make names for themselves. I'm your caster tonight, Shadow Dollar, and joined alongside me is my wonderful co-caster. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Boss Radala. You've probably seen me. Same bad time, same bad channel other days. But, you know, I'm really excited. It's Major 1. We got a lot of great action ahead of us here. And like you said, hey, it's that time. We're trying to get ourselves proved, trying to show who's ready to play on stream, who's going to make that deep playoff push. It really just gives you a good feel for the season, you know? So I'm really excited for what we got here. But I guess, do you want to let our fans know here what we're going to be getting into tonight?
Well, tonight is the first round of the major, and this is when those early statements are going to be made first up tonight, we have Seattle Emerald versus the Milwaukee Vortex on the professional level. And this should be a really interesting one. When you look at their standings, it is the 14 versus the 18 in overall franchise standings. But when you look at the bracket, I mean, this is the 10 versus the 7. And so it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I can see either team walking away with this. They've both had good showings, but who knows what's in store. Your opponent afterwards is the San Antonio Stallions, which will definitely be a rough matchup. But both of these teams, this is where you prove that you can take them on and build that momentum early for that round two. And then after that, we have an elite and a superstar matchup upcoming where those we'll find out the exact pairings later, but the Toronto 6 will be playing. And then the superstar, we're going to have to wait and see. But I mean, as we get ready for this pass, what do you feel? Who are you kind of looking at here, maybe for either of these teams?
Well, one of the things I'm looking at here, at least as far as Seattle goes, is the fact that they are actually sitting fourth in their tier. Even though they're the seventh seed, they're sitting at 11 and 9, 17 points. They're fourth in their division. They're fourth in terms of how things are going. So they're really looking for a chance to leapfrog. They're only 1 point behind the Portland Rain and the Anchorage Aurora, 3 points, sorry, behind the Phoenix Rattlesnake. And when you get into their players, it's pretty easy to look and see why they've found success earlier on with their games. You've got Kirby and Ventum both sitting squarely above 1600, and then Fishy's probably going to be their third at 1508. But no, I think this team has a lot to prove tonight. We're going to be able to see what they can do on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see what they've got. I mean, this is put up or shut up. You've played it through those earlier weeks, and this is when it matters most. And so, we're going to see who the true next stars are of CSA here tonight, as this is when you make that name for yourself. And hopefully, we have a great match here tonight.
Really do hope so. And with 7th seed versus 10th seed, there's a really good chance it could split either way. If you were to make a prediction here for either side, which team are you? Which team are you picking from?
I gotta pick Seattle. I feel like looking at the franchise standings, I mean, a win here puts you over a lot of teams, and just I feel like you really want to make a name for yourself. And obviously for Milwaukee, it's the same story, but it's a much tougher mountain to climb from those 13 points versus Seattle's 17. And so I've got my ball in Seattle's court here for who I think is going to win. What about you?
Well, I'm not necessarily certain. Both teams are definitely motivated. Like you said, Seattle 17 points in, so they're only 9 points off the lead. It's not the largest deficit in the world, and a really good performance here in Major 1 would really establish a much better spot for them. Milwaukee Vortex, though, is in the same spot. I mean, they're 13 points in. Anything at this point would really help them get back on track and hopefully establish themselves much better going into the rest of the season here. But no, I'm definitely, I don't know. I'm definitely thinking it's going to be a close one, but I think it does split in favor of Seattle here.
I agree with you. It should be a close one, should be a banger. And I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're all fans of Game 5. The only people who are not fans of Game 5 are the players themselves who want to take it in a 3-0. But you do have to remember that it is high stakes at the major, and there is no time to stumble. There is no double elim. It is single elimination. And again, you're facing the San Antonio Stallions later tonight, and that's the 2 seed. That's a really formidable team. The one advantage of having these kind of lower seeds is that you do get to play earlier. So you want to build up that momentum and go into that next series strong.
You definitely do, but it does also put you at a potential deficit. So the Stallions could be looking at any of the other teams that also have a bye. And if I'm looking for a really good warm up and I don't want to wait for this lower seed to get up to me, if I'm San Antonio Stallions, I call up Kansas City Thunder. Can't speak. Oh my goodness, Kansas City Thunderhawks. I call them up and I say, hey, I want to scrim. Let's get warmed up before. And at that point in time, it could be a bit of a buzzsaw for Seattle or Milwaukee coming out of the opening round. It'll definitely be something to be paying attention to going forward. But my man, I am ready for these players to just get in this lobby. I am ready to actually see some Rocket League action.
I am ready for it too. I mean, this is the first round of the major. I mean, as we said, you cannot start off on the wrong foot. You have to come out strong. And so I feel like the team that kind of can form together better as a team and play that kind of team game more is going to be the winner here tonight.
I know our producers already reached out to the two teams, brother. Man, I'm getting antsy. I'm getting ready. Like, I'm so excited to see these two teams get on the pitch. It's major one. There's a lot of excitement in the air. We got a lot of great Rocket League action on the way. I'm ready to get it kicked off. And by golly, these teams, they must be having the greatest warm-up session of all time at this point. Just getting prepped for the game.
Maybe so. I am always curious to see how much practice players have put in, as obviously some players put in a lot more practice than others. And so it's definitely going to be interesting. Were these players warming up for hours beforehand? Are they just rolling out of bed? It'll be interesting to see. But one of these two teams is going to have some more fire behind them coming out here. And honestly, what team do you think has more to prove here?
More to prove, it's definitely, in my opinion, got to be Seattle. Even though they've got 4 more points on the standings, the problem for them is they're sitting 4th in their division. They're sitting only 1 point behind 2 different teams, so a decent showing in the major automatically propels them to 2nd in their division. They're sitting 3 points behind first place, which once again, a great performance locks them in first for their division. That gets them in a really good spot for the rest of the season and then major 2. So, it's hard not to look at them and go, okay, you have everything to prove. You have all of the availability for you. The opportunity is present. You just got to seize it. So we'll see how that goes. What do you think? Where are you at?
I honestly think I think you're right. I think Seattle do have a lot more to prove, as they need to. They have a lot more to prove. I mean, having a good standing in your division is important, and so it'll be interesting to see. I think too, Milwaukee. And this roster needs to prove, hey, they are the right roster for the job and get those points back. And so it'll definitely be interesting to see. And as we're still waiting for the players to get in, I gotta wonder, what
They know they
do
have a
you
game,
kind of
right?
expect out of these two teams? Maybe they do, maybe they don't know. Again, sometimes players are just rolling out of bed. But
Can we give
are
them
you
a double
expecting?
forfeit?
I think a double forfeit would be a spectacle. But what are you kind of looking for? Are you looking to see some high demo action? Are you looking for some team play, or do you think you're looking at an individual to pop off?
Um, well, at least for the tier, right? We're talking about professional. We're talking about a bit more of middle of the pack. So you're out of academy, you're out of novice. You're not really allowed to make the same mistakes in terms of passing plays. You can't not look for your teammate. You can't not have a slightly aggressive play where you go for a couple bumps through the back line. So I'm expecting both teams to really try to focus on team development, work on chemistry, because whatever team wins this season is going to be the best that plays together. It's not going to be one guy absolutely willing his team to professional and to victory. It's going to be 3 players that are all on the same page, running the same play, and really focusing and supporting on one another. So we'll see. But that's what I'm looking for. I want to see the team that makes the best infield passes, the team that's making the best reads, and looking for their team to support them, especially out of the second man.
I gotta agree with that, and I always love to see the demo game. We know it, how the demo game has picked up over time, how it's shifted the Rocket League meta. I always love to see some good old physicality. Put your hands on them and remove them from the net. And that is a very easy way to score goals. And I'm curious to see if we will have some of that here tonight, or if we're going to get two teams that are playing more cautious and passively. Obviously, demoing is a risky strategy to go for, and so it can leave your backline exposed if you maybe miss a demo or your second man doesn't get a good challenge on the ball. And so, I obviously it's high stakes for these teams. If you lose, you're out of the major. And so I'm curious if that's going to make them play more passively or not.
It could, and especially if these teams haven't been playing on stream consistently, there could be some stream jitters there as well. There's a lot that can go into it for the mental side of things. I expect definitely game one's going to be a bit of a feeler. You know, both teams really just trying to figure out, okay, how does the other play? What can we do that's effective? What's not working? And then game two is probably just going to be absolute just haymakers. I mean, professionals just like that. You got guys who are getting new mechanics under their belt, and then they're starting to just kind of show them off a little bit. So I'm guessing game two will be a bit more flashy.
Yeah, and I expect game three to really be the game where teams start to figure each other out. I feel like it always takes a few games to figure things out, and then game three is usually, in my opinion, the best game because that's when teams know what they're doing, know what their opponents are doing, and have started to kind of shift their game plan just a little bit. But we're still waiting for one of the teams to get into the lobby. Of course, maybe it is true. Maybe they did forget they have a game.
Oh,
There
no,
we
I see
go. We
Soda.
got
That
him.
is going to be
We got him.
your Milwaukee team finally arriving to the pitch. Better late than never. I know weather's been pretty rough right now in the Midwest, so maybe Milwaukee's just been having a little bit of bad weather. But I will go ahead and let them know that we are probably good to get going.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to get into this one, hey, this is the first round of a major. A lot on the line for both of these two teams. 7 seed Seattle versus 10 seed Milwaukee. Who wants it more? We're about to find out. Game one is underway.
Banner, Fishy getting the split kickoff here. Bank Shark, bit of a mistouch. Redirect. Oh my, almost got an own goal right off the rip. Not sure if that was just an accidental touch or if that was a bit more fast-paced and he was expecting to shoot back at him. Bank Shark, though, putting it back over to the sidewall. K elevating, quickly dives. Kirby fakes contact, leaves it for Ventum. That's going to be off the corner. Kirby looking for a redirect. Can't speak. Redirect. Oh my god, Bank Shark! Oh, the triple! Okay, sorry. Peeked there a little bit on the mic. Goodness gracious.
Follow-up is going to come through, and it's going to be good. And, excuse me, I mean, this is just strong offense to start for Seattle. Exactly what you want to see out of this 7 seed. But we have to see, will it continue?
I mean, you got to say, though, that was a lot of offensive pressure early on. Speaking of offensive pressure, Ventum already lobbing another shot, getting another goal here. I said game one would be a bit of a feeler, and I don't think Seattle got that memo.
I think that Seattle might have done their homework. They look prepared, and they are perfectly breaking apart this defense early on. Now, that is to note, though, it is early. Milwaukee should ramp up as this game goes on and as they get into it. But the demo on the back line is just going to hand the ball right back over to Seattle. KJ has to go fast, and he does. Throws it high. Shaner can't get a touch on it, and Fishy will take over through the skies. Doesn't have a whole lot of boost to follow it, though, and Shaner will clear.
Oh, Kirby pops KJ looking for a shot on target. A great bump is going to allow that to pop in. Goal number 1 here for Milwaukee. We're getting physical play early on, and I just love to see it. We've already seen a few demos, a few bumps now. Both teams really just playing hyper-aggressive with the contact, and it is paying off in dividends.
It's exactly what you love to see, but you got to be careful in the 1 versus 1, because Shaner's going to put you on skates. Tie game!
Goodness gracious. So, yeah, we're going to get offense, just straight offense for 5 minutes, and I'm going to love every second of it. Kirby, Bank Shark, getting it kicked off here. It's already 2-2, 3:45 left to be played here as Shaner elevates quickly, gets it over 1. It's going to waterfall straight down. Shaner can't make contact again, so Ventum is going to try and keep this going out. Leaving it for Fishy. Fishy's a bit out of boost. Fishy gets contact that's high. Shaner Bader's in an awkward spot here. The demo! Curry, no! Off the 4th defender, the crossbar!
Oh, no. Low ranks around the world are looking at that and going, hey, I can do that too. Unfortunate, and we stay tied, but maybe not for long. Milwaukee starting to surge. Their offense has ramped up like we said it would, and KJ keeps it in the blue half of the pitch for now. Fishy got to try to get it clear. Shaner not going to let him. Milwaukee starting to suffocate them. They're going to run out of boost and run out of air at this rate if they cannot get it clear. And KJ shot off the post and out. Bank Shark follow to the middle. Shaner shot. It's low. Is it in? No. Kirby gets there. And somehow Seattle stay alive.
Half the game has been played. Both teams have 4 shots on the board, and by golly, if you hear my co-caster, you can feel the excitement. It's just been non-stop action from the get-go. Already seeing it here, dropping back center. Shaner has to redirect it away, puts into no man's land, so Ventum is going to keep this counterattack going. Bit of a mistouch here. Shaner slams on the brakes, dodges the bump, pops back up, looking for a second touch. It's going to go right back towards Bank Shark. Trying to look for that corner here. K-Jim trying to get it back center. Can't. 2 minutes left to be played here, Shadow. And I think it's the longest drought we've seen without a goal.
Yeah, and the team's starting to feel each other out, but Kirby only feels out the net as he's going to score his 2nd of the game. Ventum just making it so awkward on that clear attempt, and the defense a little bit of cement in the tires, and it's 3-2 Seattle.
Ventum, K-Jim getting a kickoff here yet again. Seattle looking to apply just the same pressure they've had all game. Pop over 1, bit of a miscommunication. Goomba, his own teammate. Kirby with no boost is to turn back in, pops it into the wall. Oh, bit of a miscue. Now Ventum rotating back. All of Seattle sitting a little low on boost outside of Ventum, who's on the backboard. Kirby hops up high, looking for the following touch, lobs it high and wide. The double commit there on defense is stifling, but it's a bit out of position. Shadow, I mean, literally we've seen 11 shots here. This is not what we expected at the game 1.
Definitely not what we expected, but it's what we got, and we are loving it. But the defense not gonna love this uncomfortable position. Fishy gonna keep it going. Shaner Boehner has to dive in for it, but a double commit should kill the offense, and it will. Fishy throws it back in, but his teammates are not there to follow. And Bank Shark, awkward ball, has some time. Fishy taking out Shaner Boehner, though. The boost was taken away. KJ had to get a touch, and he did. And with 43 seconds left to go, if you are Milwaukee, you gotta go. Low time remaining, and you're stuck in your half of the field. You don't even have the ball. You don't even have boost. You finally get a clear out. KJ high off the ceiling. Fishy blocked away. Shaner backboard, follow through, fake. No, no one can get to it from Milwaukee, and we stay at 3-2.
Bentham, light touch forward for Kirby. Kirby can't quite follow. K-Jim has the rapid counterattack. 10 seconds left, and they are in a do-or-die situation as Fishy gets the ground touch. That's the dagger. 4-2. There's no coming back at this point unless they get a couple incredible kickoff goals.
No shot with 5 seconds left. All you gotta do is kill it on the kickoff and it's done. What a game one. Definitely not what we were expecting, but it's what we got. KGM final effort, absolutely not. And Seattle take game one.
My goodness, I said it like twice during game one, and I kind of have to step back and say, yeah, like game one was not a feeler game. Both teams came out swinging. Seattle took 10 shots, 5 from Kirby alone. I mean, yes, did they only convert 4 out of 10? That's still pretty solid, 40%. But 14 shots on the game from both sides total is just, that's like a normal mid-season or mid-series match. That's just insane.
Yeah, and I mean, for this next game, for Milwaukee to bounce back, you just need to be able to stop Seattle's offensive opportunities. Felt like they were kind of pushed into their own net way too often. And so I definitely want to see some kind of tighter defensive rotations where instead of guys tripping over each other, they are spreading out and kind of clearly communicating who's going for the ball or not.
Well, and it was it's kind of wild too, because like we talk about spreading out a little bit. There was
We have a little bit of server maintenance, so servers went down for maintenance. Apparently, it must be targeting us. Seattle, their performance was too good for the server to handle. Yeah,
I got kicked back to main menu too, but just to kind of keep going there. Yeah, no, we talk about spreading out a little bit and trying to get more opportunities abound. There's twice we saw that Milwaukee was trying to kind of establish a passing play. They're coming off the sidewall. They're looking to just shove it down pitch more mid. And yeah, you see Seattle just demolish whoever's just sitting slow. So a lot of big body plays are cutting out opportunities for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to have to be very cognizant of where Seattle's at, and that actually might slow down their rotations. So we'll see, I guess, here going into game two, what that's going to look like.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be interested to see what the kind of bounce back is from them. We're just waiting for word that the server's back up, but as lobby is back up, as just notified, so we'll get back into it here in a brief moment, and the players automatically joining, they are ready to go. And now, as we get into game two on Forbidden Temple, does Milwaukee have some magic in them to bring this back? Let's find out.
Banner opts to play up and really aggressive. That's going to leave Bank Shark back and alone. A very favorable pop to the corner. What a redirect. Is that going to be on? Oh my good. Oh, what a pinch off the crossbar. The pop high. The follow. The incredible pressure by Milwaukee just seals the first goal.
A great job by Milwaukee. That's exactly what they need. Early pressure and to just halt the momentum of Seattle. A great job by them. And now the reward is that lead that they didn't get in game one. I mean, they scored 2 goals in quick succession and it was only enough for a tie. But now Seattle looking to strike back. Not going to be able to as this ball bounces high for Bank Shark. Pass across. Nada. Kirby removes K-Gem. And now it's right back down to the orange half of the field.
Jim, deep outlet. Fishier having to turn and put it back to the corner. Bit of a double commit. Ventum's going to keep following, though, just to put a hand up here. Shainer fakes into the 50. A bit of a bump. Oh, my goodness. Fishy pushed out by Ventum. This is going to be a dangerous spot here. If Bank can put it on target, he does. But Kirby, with an excellent redirect up into the corner, just keeps their side alive for another second here. Fishy, the pop high. Cajun is already off the backboard. They are utilizing the walls in the backboard well to eliminate the amount of boost usage they're going with here. And with 3:45 left to be played here, Shadow, my goodness, there's still a lot of bumps being pushed on the pitch here.
Yeah, these teams have slowed down a lot compared to game one, and they've honestly really, it looks like both teams are comfortable with each other now compared to the chaos of game one. But Cajun does importantly get that boost. Shaner Bader cannot make a touch on this, and Bank Shark awkward positioning. No!
No
Come
way.
on!
That is unfortunate.
It looks like I'm out there. That is just so unfortunate. The unlucky touch into your teammate who was mid-flip, and we somehow have a tie game.
Oh, bounce in the corner, very favorable. Kirby's got the shot. It's going to be high. Bank Shark misses the touch, though, so Shaner Boehner has to immediately double jump back into that. K-Gem collects the 100, splits the 50, popped out. Kirby's got the beat. Kirby on target. Oh, my. What an incredible angle from Kirby there to put them up 2-1.
A great job to turn and burn. He was going back on rotation, and he says, thank you very much. 2-1 now for Seattle. And just when it looked like Milwaukee were starting to get into their zone, they're very quickly down a goal. Bank Shark trying to get a double to the middle. That is a nice double, but he doesn't have reinforcements. And now K-Chum throws it high. Awkward ball for the defense. Waterfall down, and two members had to go stop the downpour, and they will effectively. Now, Seattle back on the offense. Shaner Bader makes an important save. Kirby still lurking in the area, and this Seattle team is not willing to go away.
Shaner Bader takes the touch off of the dome of one player. Bit of a redirect there from Kirby to keep that alive. K-Gem popping it off the sidewall here. Kirby has ball, has boost, puts it off sidewall. Shaner Boehner, though, doesn't want to let anything from Seattle start to develop. Makes sure to take touch. Kirby puts it back center. A bit of an awkward communication. Oh, Bank Shark collects on a debt repaid here as they are able to take a bit of a miscue from the opponents to kind of make up for their mistake from earlier.
I wouldn't even say that was a miscue. What happened there was he was trying to pass it across to his third man, and his third man was in a grave. It was a great demo that caused that play to come to fruition, and it gets them a tie game here. But a tie game not going to be enough. Ventum will save this one out as Bank Shark throws it back into the corner. It's going to be bouncing awkwardly, but no one's in the area for Milwaukee until this challenge comes through.
She's underneath, has control, gets the flip reset, looking for a 50 split, does. Ventum, though, not a lot of beans, is going to try and keep this play alive. KGM popping it off ceiling. Kirby has the follow. Huge booming outwards clear here. Shot on target. I'm not sure if... Oh, Fishy was out of boost. That was a bit of a unfortunate happenstance.
Yeah, he wanted that corner, and it spawned just behind him. And Shaner will happily take a third goal for his team, and that is his second of the game. He's sitting at 2 goals on 3 shots, and this man has come to life for Milwaukee.
So, Shadow, one interesting topic I did kind of want to bring to you that's exemplified there. I wonder if it was a bit of a misread with a new update allowing you to see as boost is coming back in. I know a lot of players have been getting used to it, trying to figure out when's the exact timing on the pop. They might have just misread it there a little bit too early.
I think he did. It definitely is something that I'm still getting used to. But now, Seattle gonna have to go back to what they were used to in game 1. They had 4 goals. They have half as many here, and they need a third to tie it. But Milwaukee putting on the pressure. This clear will come through, but Shaner passes it to K-Gem. K-Gem, middle pass, not gonna work out. Kirby shuts it down, but still 30 seconds left to go. We may be looking at a tied series. Seattle gotta go, but they don't have the ball. They don't even have boost. All of them are retreating like dogs with their tails tucked between their legs. They need to get to this orange half of the pitch. It feels like we have hardly been here all game, and once we finally take a vacation there, it's immediately canceled. Your one-way flight is going to the blue half of the field, and this one should hit the ground, and we have a tied ball game.
1-1 series split here. Both teams getting almost equitable on the shots and stat sheet alone. Could have broken either way, honestly. Milwaukee taking 8 shots here. Seattle taking 7. A fair bit more even than last time we saw, what was it, 11 and 3. So definitely a good change for... Yeah, it was a pretty big split, so definitely a much more beneficial change for Milwaukee. They were able to figure out just... And I feel like the only thing that really changed was they just played a bit more physical. They took a few demos there early on to really open up some opportunities.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. And I mean, there were definitely some unfortunate plays on both sides of the ball that might have played a factor in the momentum, but you can see it there in the replay, and that demo, and Kirby just wasn't ready for it. And so right now you're definitely feeling good if you are Milwaukee, and you needed to bounce back, and you did. But as we get into game 3, can you keep that momentum going?
It'll be interesting for sure here. We'll see. It looks like we're going to be getting Fishy and Shaner Boehner for a kickoff here for game 3. Hopefully we'll get a Spanish kickoff. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Ooh, no kickoff shenanigans yet. You don't really see them in these lower tiers. Maybe in the higher tiers is when you see them a bit more. But how impactful do you think those kickoff strategies are?
It really depends on how familiar your team is with it. Especially at this rank, I don't think a lot of teams are going to be very comfortable playing the defender against some of these strategies, so they're going to be out of position, and it might pay off pretty well. But once again, same thing on offense. Both teams are kind of like learning to get their feet underneath them. What a bang! Oh my goodness, K-Jim slamming a home run from 3/4 of the pitch away. Absolute bangers. But no, what I was going to say is it's really difficult at this tier to say, hey, we're going to do a Spanish kickoff and then pull it off with a high percentage rate.
That's true, but I think since you never see kickoff strategies, it can catch your opponents off guard, and Bank Shark shows exactly that here. The hard cheat works out.
Two goals on the board already for Milwaukee. 4:21 left to be played, so there's still a lot of Rocket League action in the tank. But if you're Milwaukee, you've got to be feeling really solid right now. Dropping back center. Big Shark, oh my! Almost took a half volley for just the absolute power shot. Unfortunately slammed a little bit wide left. Seattle trying to get something going on their end here. 2 caught out of position. Bank shots underneath the ball. Gets a full reset. Oh! Kirby off the crossbar. What a shot by Cajun to follow. I thought Bank Shark was about to put Kirby on a poster.
He almost did, but KJM makes sure to complete the clip. And now Milwaukee starting to steamroll. Seattle need to stop the downpour, and they need to stop it now. But they just have got to no offense going this game. Finally, we see a shot on target, but it's easily blocked away. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that. Kirby off the ceiling, double touch. Not going to go the way he wanted, but Phantom follow through off the back wall. Kirby cannot muscle it through. KJM putting in the reps in the gym, and this defense stands tall.
That is the definition of bend, don't break defense. I mean, the amount of times they had to make a diving touch to clear that away, as Kirby was straight up trying to muscle it through, is pinnacle. I mean, it's absolute peak defense, what you would expect out of a team that's trying to make a deep run in the major. And I can't really criticize much for Milwaukee right now. Everything's coming up very favorable for them. Bank shot underneath the ball. Gets a second, looking for a flip reset. It's a little bit too far out, so he's going to have to pop that wide to K-Gem. K-Gem is the follow, splits the 50, back in the corner. Kirby has the elevation, gets shut down by Shane, who looks for a second 50 to pop at center. My goodness, dude, 245, and we are seeing Milwaukee just absolutely pour it on.
Oh,
God.
by Shaner. And the follow from K-Gen went off the crossbar as well. We should have a 4-0 game, but is that off the corner and not gonna work? But Kirby's follow-up will, and it's 3-1.
What's wild is you look at the stat sheet for like shots, and they're not that far apart. Seattle's got 9, Milwaukee's got 8. They're just Milwaukee shutting down everything that Seattle's throwing at them.
Yeah, and it's clear who the better defense is through this game, but it's feeling really good if you're Milwaukee. Maybe that game 1 was just, I mean, we talked about how game 1 was a feeler, and maybe it was just Milwaukee feeling out their defense. As this one, now with 2 minutes to go, plenty of time for Seattle, but they need to get it going in a hurry.
They really do. Kirby underneath the ball, looking for a flip reset, can't quite get back to it, so he's just going to take the pop. Fishy, out center, a little bit too far here for Ventum to put a shot on target, and Kirby is going to be awkward taking a shot here. K-Gem puts into the corner. Bit of a lapse in offensive pressure here. Miscommunication, bump on one. Ventum trying to stuff it through, but that's going to be swatted away. Bank Shark just 50-50 bodied that shot out of existence. K-Gem elevates, pushes it up to Bank Shark. Bank Shark redirects it back down center. Not a lot of boost to follow. Splits the 50 back into the corner here as the pressure is kind of eliminated. I am flabbergasted, though. Milwaukee is just... every single time there's a shot being placed on target or even into a dangerous spot, they're just not letting it develop.
Yeah, Milwaukee will not let Seattle breathe whatsoever. And if you're the Seattle team, I mean, this is your major hopes starting to fall apart. We talked about how they're 4th in their division and they need this win, but it just doesn't look like it's theirs. And as this one bounces back to the middle, they need to get it clear, but look at the boost totals. There's nothing for them. And my God, this has been a completely different Milwaukee team compared to game 1.
Well, and I'm glad you pointed it out. Boost has been absolutely a deficiency for Seattle so far. Multiple times you've seen 1 or 2 players fully tapped or really close to 0 in general. And I mean, we've seen high-level players fall into that trap, right, where your opponents are just constantly picking up even all the pads. It feels like there's a vortex on the ground preventing you from breathing. And I think that's kind of what's working well for Milwaukee. They're not doing anything that's like, oh my God, mechanics. They had a few incredible redirects and a couple double taps, but for the most part, it's been bumps, demos, and just general boost maintenance that's really paying off. The basic fundamentals are getting them wins.
I agree with that. Now, if you're Seattle, if you're in the Seattle comms right now, what are you saying to turn this around?
We need to get back to what worked in game 1. We had our own demos. We were, pushing the goalkeeper out of the way. I mean, they took 2 more shots than Milwaukee did. They're just not getting it to convert, and a lot of that's because Milwaukee's able to establish the back post. They have somebody there. They can shadow defense. There's nobody there getting cut out of the play, so the rotations are standing firm. If you're Seattle, you got to delete someone.
Yeah, and I think as well for this team, I feel like you're looking at servers went down for maintenance again apparently. We hope Epic is not doing server maintenance right now. That'd be amazing.
God.
But I mean, is there a player you're looking at?
If I'm looking at any player, I'm looking at Bank Shark, not just because of their offensive prowess and what they've been doing and some of the incredible touches they've been getting to set up their team, but their defense has just been almost stalwart. Like, I mean, they are literally stuffing everything on the line. They're taking every 50 split in a positive way that pushes it back into the corner. And quite frankly, everything's coming up successful. What about you? Who you watching? Can't speak. Ooh.
Yeah, and as we get into this game 4, final life for Seattle. What do they have left in the tank to turn this around? So far, it's all Bank Shark. They get the save out, but right now, Milwaukee just looking like they're going right back to form like they had in games 2 and 3.
Ooh. Good touch by Fish here to put it back into the corner here. K-Gem pops the pie. Ventum's in a bit of an awkward spot, able to initiate some sort of counterattack, but gets split on the 50 by Bank Shark. K-Gem playing it patient, opts not to split the 50 and gets the first touch followed. Fishy misses. Ventum's awkward. They're turned around. They half flip back, but can't quite. Oh no, actually they do get back to it. They actually take control here. With 4 minutes to be played, how imperative is it for Seattle right here to take this game?
I mean, it's a must-win, but I think it's more that it's a... Instead of just winning the game, obviously you gotta do that. I say you have to get the first goal here. You need to get that wind in your sails, get the momentum, and it would also just be a confidence boost to the players, saying, "Hey, we can in fact do this, and we do not need to fight from behind."
Ooh, dangerous shot here, Fishy. Almost got cut out by Shane diving back in. Could have redirected that and possibly put a just disgusting shot on net. Fishy tries to flick over one. That's going to waterfall straight down. Shane's there. Puts it wide. Kirby able to clear it out, but Shane could have had goal number 1 in what would have easily been an incredible read. Oh! Missed touch here on the back line, as we have yet again another own goal by Milwaukee.
Yeah, and right now, Seattle got that goal I said I wanted them to score. Yes, it came off of an interesting play, but you'll take it if you're Seattle. It's no different. Now, Kirby gets a little double down. Fishy cannot make the connection, and K-Jump dribbles it past one, tries to fake out the second, but the fake doesn't work. Bank Shark, back wall, cannot get the lane he wants, but Vent, awkward spot, shot, blocked away by Ventum. And Seattle now playing better defense than what we've seen over the past few games. Maybe some better offense as Kirby showing off the moves, but Shaner won't let it past him. 2:30 left to go.
Mayer takes the fake, flicks it. It's going to be a little wide here. Ventum tries to clear up center. Shane Bader opts to split the 50, putting it back into his own side. What a redirect. There's a lot of power behind it. Bank Shark can't quite get there to split the 50 and put it back into the net. So instead, Kirby has the possession moving forward. Tries to redirect it back center. That pops up high. Ventum's already there. Misses the touch here. Awkward spot here for Fishy, who doesn't have a lot of boost. What a pass center. Kirby able to put that away.
Oh my God, that is good comms. It gets them to jump, and they know there's low boost. And Seattle looking good here in game 4. What do Milwaukee have to do to turn this around?
Oh, I'm not really certain. I mean, they've had quite a few plays where they really were establishing the bumps, the demos. I mean, there was one where they committed 2 on the bump. It paid off, the ball dropped center, and they just could not get back to it. I'm not sure if their faith in one another has been broken or if the 2-man support's a little bit more shaky, but they're going to have to be a bit quicker on the ball if they want to get a goal here against a very revitalized Seattle team. Shane Boehner, or Shaner Boehner, can't speak. Goodness gracious, unable to get back to the ball, and it's going to drop back for Kirby. Kirby has a very favorable pop center. Shaner Boehner, though, putting it back over to the side wall. with a minute 10 or minute 15-ish left to be played, I don't know if Milwaukee is going to be able to get 2 goals here.
I don't think they will at this rate. It's looking likely that we're going to a game 5. But with a minute left, Milwaukee need to hurry. They have some time, but this one popped high, and you can just see it, the miscommunications coming through. 2 Milwaukee members went up for it, and Kirby has a free catch, and he just has so much space to trade on the backside, may have opened things up, but this one off the post and out, and no one in the remote area for Milwaukee. And ladies and gentlemen, do you hear it? The crowd of Champions Field is calling!
Great bump by Fishy. Holy. KHM, Ventum getting the ball kicked off here. 30 seconds left to be played here. Milwaukee needs some kind of motivational goal here. They need at least one on the board so they can go into game 5 with the understanding of, hey, it's not over. Things are, we have some momentum. We have some ability to play. We know we can score. But it's going to be an interesting concept if they don't. Great shot, a little bit wide here from Seattle. With 8 seconds left to be played, I don't foresee this being a very positive outcome for Milwaukee. Oh, my!
Benson styling on him. Look at the angle. My goodness. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be heading to game 5. Now, I have to ask you, boss, what do Milwaukee need to do differently?
They need to support one another. I mean, they're getting the bumps, they're getting the demos, they're still diving and making Seattle really awkward on the back line whenever they're applying pressure, but their 2-man is sitting almost too far back. They're not ready for the pass, they're not playing for the win, they're not playing for their team to get at center, and it's really leaving them in an awkward spot.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Now, real quick, what player are you looking at for Milwaukee to bring him back?
Come on. It's got to be the same name I've been calling all series. It's got to be Bank Shark. I mean, Bank Shark, when they're playing on, their team's been doing great. When Bank Shark's there for the pressure, Shaner Boehner and K-Jim are elevated. They're playing better. So I'm looking for Bank Shark definitely to try and get things rolling a little bit better. Hopefully, maybe build some more team plays. A little more support.
I agree with you there. I'd also like to see a bit more out of K-Gem. But ladies and gentlemen, as game 5 loads up, only one of these 2 teams can move on. Your life in the major may just come to an end. The crowd of Champions Field overlooks you, but only one of these teams can answer that call. Will it be Seattle or will it be Milwaukee? Let's find out.
Ajim elevates, takes the touch off the sidewall, redirects it back center. Oh my goodness, Kirby having to quickly elevate and push that away from an incredible pass that would have opened up so many opportunities. K-Jim, though, looking for a bounce back down center. The double commit from Seattle was almost needed as both of them needed to prevent some sort of shot coming in. Kirby elevates, pops it off sidewall. K-Jim's in the waiting. K-Jim's underneath the ball, gets a second touch, tries to take the 50, does not make contact. So instead, Bank Shark's got control. 30 seconds have already played here, and it's just a bunch of midfield game. A couple shots here from Milwaukee that have not registered in the scoreboard. But my goodness, Milwaukee really does not want to go down with that first goal again.
Yeah, and I think this comes down to that first goal. I don't think we're going to get a shootout like we saw in games 1 and 2. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. Milwaukee might have found their angle, but they just can't quite get it on net. Ventum gonna take it to the opposite side of the pitch. Shaner Boehner gonna shut it down, and he flips it towards the blue end of the pitch. But like you mentioned, this seems like a much more even game 5.
Jim fakes touch. Ventum putting it back into the corner. Pop back center here. Bank Shark tries to make contact, but can't quite get there, sitting a little bit too far away. K-Jim gets the flip reset, keeps the play alive. Ventum pops it back center. The bump on one. Bank Shark putting a shot on net. My goodness, a lot of pressure being applied here as Seattle takes their first actual shot on the board, and that is swatted away by K-Jim.
What a save on no boost from K-Gem, but the pressure's still here. They need to get it clear, and they do, but for how long? Fishy throws it to Kirby. Kirby goes for the redirect, but it's not going to work out, and both teams need to refill their boost tanks and go back, and Milwaukee finally clear the lines, but here comes Seattle. They're not looking to go away anytime soon. Benson pops it up to himself, gonna opt to fake it. He left it though, and Shaner will get a decent clear for now, but Kirby cannot quite get that the way he wanted. He wanted that pop in mid, but Bank Shark accidentally puts it middle. Fence, fake, Fishy shot. No, K-Gem was there, and Milwaukee survived for now.
Banner takes control underneath one, looking to get it past two, gets the bump, gets the pop center, the shot from K-Gem. Oh my, goal number one here for Milwaukee with 2:16 left to be played, and by golly, that is what you call support. K-Gem sitting already in the goalie box before that pass even was made.
A great job by Shaner Boehner to get that to bounce high. And if you're Milwaukee, you're starting to feel good. You did not score for the last over 7 minutes of gameplay, and you finally kind of defeat your demons a little bit. The question is, can they keep it going? This one over to the corner. Fishy, no boost, doesn't have much of a follow, calls in Ventum. Shaner Boehner gets a clear out, but it's only high to Kirby. Kirby pops it up. Where's Seattle though? Seattle not home.
Oh my goodness, what a fake. What control, gets it past one, can't get it past Ventum. Ventum had an incredible read there to pop it up a little bit out of their touch. Bank Shark tries to follow. Fishy has control though. K-Jim splits to 50. He pops it back towards Shaner Boehner. Shaner Boehner's deleted from the pitch. Ventum looking for the shot. Busted the protractor. But Bank Shark swatted that away. My goodness, that is the big body plays you've been seeing from Seattle so far. No! Could not get back to it. Ventum's easy touch here was a little too slow. Shaner Boehner dropping down like Spider-Man was unable to stay in the air long enough and swat that away.
Oh my God, it was a beautiful original save, but eventually the damn wall breaks. Now we've got a tie game here in game 5 and a missed touch from Bank Shark. Gonna give Kirby a first opportunity. You can't do anything with it though. Shaner sends it high. Shaner follow up. No, blocked away by Kirby. The Bank Shark so quick to the ball, and you're seeing it now. These players are allowing no space to the opposition. It's kind of that adjustment that's been made. Bank Shark has an opportunity, but he can't get it over the 2. 49 left to go. Follow through, not gonna be able to get netward. K-Jump keeps it in the Seattle half of the field. 40 seconds left to go, and Seattle trying to keep their head above water.
Has the 50, it's dropping back down center. Nobody from Seattle is there to follow. Ventum finally gets up, plays the touch. Bank Shark though, trying to take it clear, doesn't want to let Fishy actually keep that play alive. The demo on Kirby leaves this as a 2-on-3 situation here. Water falling down, K-Jum's with the follow, can't quite get there, no boost. So instead, Kirby now can quickly take a snap counterattack opportunity. That's a shot, it's wide, oh no. Ventum putting it on target, Kirby can't split the 50, and we're probably gonna get game 5 overtime.
That one somehow stays up though, and now with the zeros on the clock, the ball will hit the ground. And the 2 seed waiting in the wings for one of these two. Who is going to take it home?
Fishy dives back in. The double touch might have been crippling. Shane popping up high. Ventum is getting that deep clear going. Has the follow. Doesn't get the boost. K-Jim has control. Splits the 50. The double 50 out of the center is a bit dangerous, but Milwaukee is going to be able to push that all the way across the pitch. The pop high, Ventum takes their own shot. They call their own number. It's going to be swatted away. Fishy trying to keep this alive. 35 seconds, our first OT already. And by God, both teams just want this win right now.
Yeah, and now Ventum looking for a double tap, not going to be able to find it. And Kirby sends it back to the middle. Bank Shark going to shut it down. Both of these teams is starting to get tired. You can see their gameplay slowing down, whether it be nerves, whether it be exhaustion. One team will have to crack. K-Jump sends it over the top, just trying to draw out the defense. Had no follow-up though. And this one will be cleared by Seattle. From 50 into the middle, Ventum puts it netward, but that's just an easy ball for K-Jump to save away. Fishy puts it off the back wall. Follow through, shot is good! And Kirby books Seattle's ticket to the second round.
With the amount of boom shots we've seen in the last like 4 minutes of gameplay, by God, if you had told me it was going to be a light single wheel doink to slot it right behind two defenders, I would have told you you're crazy. Neither team's been taking that, but Seattle finally changed up their pace of shot, and it paid off instantly. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, what a series. First off, a great job by both parties involved. There's just no words for that. As we look back at some of the replays, just it was beautiful out of both teams, and it felt like in that game 5, both teams really had a good feel for each other, and eventually one had to lose. But I mean, who was your highlight player of that series? Who's your MVP for it?
Highlight player has to be Kirby. I mean, oh my God, that final shot, the lightest touch, the easiest, most, you could have busted out any technique in the book, but instead you just take the off-speed shot right behind two defenders. Love it. Absolutely love it. MVP though, I almost select Fishy, because Fishy's been playing immaculate midfield game. They've been playing great defense all series. And it's hard not to look at that player who's doing everything right and might not necessarily being reflected on the goals and say, hey, that's the guy who's putting in the dirty work. That's the engine, the core of your team.
Yeah, and I mean, what a series it was overall. Both of those teams, hats off to them. I mean, some people would say it was the perfect dancing partner in the game, but who knows? If they were facing different opponents, maybe Milwaukee would be moving on. But that is the brutality of the format. One life and you're done. And I mean, what a first round matchup it was. And Seattle definitely going to go into that next series feeling good.
Oh, for sure. The vibes are going to be absolutely immaculate. I mean, you pull off an overtime win when, quite frankly, what was it, game 3? It looked like everything was coming up Milwaukee. They had games 2 and 3 on lock. So, yeah, to not only crush your opponent's momentum, build your own, and then take game 5 in criminal fashion, they've got to be feeling pretty great going into round 2.
Yeah, and especially after what was, I wouldn't call it a lackluster game 5, but it was, they didn't look as good through the first half of game 5, but they eventually turned it around. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after a short break for round 2 of the major.
Off the corner, what a redirect. Is that going to be on? Oh my good, oh, what a pinch off the crossbar, the pop high, the follow, the incredible pressure by Milwaukee just seals the first goal.
A great job by Milwaukee. That's exactly what they need early.
Boehner has to immediately double jump back in a gem. Collects the 100, splits the 50, popped out. Kirby's got the beat. Kirby on target. Oh my, what an incredible angle from Kirby there to put them up 2-1.
a great job to turn and burn. He was going back on rotation, and he says, thank
Hey,
you.
we're going to do a Spanish kickoff and then pull it off with a high percentage rate.
That's true, but I think since you never see kickoff strategies, it can catch your opponents off guard, and Bank Shark shows exactly that here. The hard cheat works out.
Something going on their end here. Two caught out of position. Bank shots underneath the ball. Gets a full reset. Oh, Kirby off the crossbar. What a shot by Cajun to follow. I thought Bank Shark was about to put Kirby on a poster.
He almost did, but KGM makes sure to complete the clip.
Great shot, a little bit wide here from Seattle. With 8 seconds left to be played, I don't foresee this being a very positive outcome for Milwaukee. Oh my!
Bentham styling on him. Look at the angle. My goodness. And ladies and gentlemen, Bentham puts it netward, but that's just an easy ball for Cajun to save away. Fishy puts it off the back wall. Follow through shot is good! And Kirby books Seattle's ticket to the second round.
With the amount of boom shots we've seen in the last Welcome back to a more exciting CSA action. We're getting into round 2 on the day. It's going to be Toronto 6, who's been waiting for a little bit now. Indianapolis Arrows taking the first round win. And by goodness, Shadow, if you're looking at the same bracket I'm looking at, they're the only high seed on the east side to actually take a round 1 win.
I mean, it's a day of upsets is what it looks like. Kind of across the board everywhere there's been a lot of upsets in the elite division as well. I mean, Portland Reign took an upset, and Akron, Winnipeg, Miami, they all took upset wins. Two of those being in game 5. I mean, elite isn't the only place where people are throwing hands as the low seeds. Over in the professional bracket as well, St. Louis Archers upset 6 seed Portland Reign, and over in the superstar division as well, 11 San Antonio Stallions beat the 6 seed Madison Drift. So we're kind of seeing some trends of the low seeds making upsets, especially in elite though. Do you think this kind of weighs on Indianapolis at all? They're the one high seed to make it through?
No, if anything, it's like, hey, everybody else is misplaced, not us. We're the right team. And when you look at the players from Indianapolis, right, you're talking Rob, you're talking Fury, you're talking Kadoku. I've seen this team play before. Indianapolis is pretty great. They do make adjustments on the fly. Rob's a pretty solid coach. He knows what he's doing. So I fully expect Indianapolis here to do actually pretty well against this Toronto 6 team. But Toronto 6, I know, they've been waiting. They're ready. And we've got both teams ready. I mean, we could talk for a while. We could yap forever. But I think we got to give the fans what they want. I think we got to give them some more great CSA Rocket League action. Let the teams know. Got our players getting on the pitch. Everybody's getting ready. It looks like Spalty's going to be taking kickoff here from Toronto. Round 2 Elite is going to be underway. 5 minutes on the clock. Kadoku wins the 50. Rob taking the hard cheat, though, is going to be punished for it immediately. That is put long and wide. Difficult spot here. Joystick tries to take control, but Kadoku's in the waiting. Kadoku looking for a pass center. No. Opts to split the 50 instead. Thought Rob was going to push up there from the goalpost, but he decides to play a bit more conservative. This is honestly, Shadow, kind of how I thought game 1 of the professional series was going to go. A little bit more playing back, seeing where the gaps are in your opponent's defense. Rob from CSA, bit of a mistouch here. It's underneath the ball, looking for contact, gets it under one. No, Spalty falling down, makes great contact. Joystick pushing it up. It's going to waterfall down. Kadoku doesn't want to let that pop center. Got to avoid the danger here. Smiles with a deep outlet clear. Spalty off sidewall. Splits the 50. Rob putting it off backboard here. Kadoku tries to take their first shot opportunity, and they are deleted right off the pitch. Toronto out swinging. Doesn't want to let Indianapolis take any themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it is the difference between the high ranks versus the low ranks. Sort of pinch out is that they're playing a lot more defensive here and not allowing as many gaps in the armor. But this one almost went through, but it will be 50 away. Joystick has to get a touch on it, and it will, but Rob is not going to let this go away. Varys gets an important touch out, and now both teams just going to take a trip back to the blue end of the field. This is what you start to expect out of Toronto, but they cannot score yet. Kadoku going over the top, double tap. No, Rob cannot get a touch on it. Pinch high, Smiles, follow through, not gonna come through, and we take a vacation right back to the blue side of the pitch.
A bit of a shove here, splits the 50. Spalty has control, looking to fake it past one, but Smiles has the diving touch. Joystick splits 50. Oh my goodness, Rob powering through. Rob follows. Goal number 1 here for Indianapolis Arrows. Rob absolutely launching himself like an arrow. I will see myself out.
Hey, what a great goal for Indianapolis to get early. That's exactly what you want. You're facing this high seed who's been kind of waiting. Maybe they're a bit cold. You're coming off of a series win, and you have to transfer the heat from the oven to the stove. And that's exactly what they've done so far. But Varus double tap pass doesn't come through. And Rob gonna have to play defense now, and they're trying to clear the lines, and it has been messy defense from Indianapolis, but still they survive.
Well, what's wild as well is up until that goal from Rob, Toronto had no saves. They were not having to actually apply any defensive presence. A lot of it was just bumps and demos earlier on in the play. Oh, a little bit of a mistouch here as it goes to the post. But my goodness, I was going to say, Toronto finally getting a few shots on net against them, I think kind of put them in an awkward spot. I think they finally had to actually make some plays.
Yeah, and Smiles gets a reset off of this, but can't do much with it. And now it just kind of feels like Indianapolis are keeping their head above water. The shot totals for each team, it is Toronto heavily out shooting them, and finally the dam wall breaks, and we have a 1-1 game.
My goodness, 1:21 left to be played in what could easily be the great first step towards a round 2 victory from either side. Rob fakes the touch, gets Spalti to play a little bit further back, splits the 50. Virus takes the pop over 1, not a lot of beans. Smiles is turned around though, a bit awkward. Joystick underneath 1, flicks, can't quite get it past the line of defense. So Spalti's going to take the follow, looking for the protractor pass, and it's cleared away. Shadow, this is a dangerous spot, but Indianapolis has had 7 saves already.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're having that many saves, it means you're conceding that many shots. And they have been facing a torrential downpour, and another one's going to come through. Smiles cannot make the awkward touch. Virus going to throw it high, but Rob has to make a save, and he does. Follow-up is not existent, though, for Toronto. They held the troops back. Now this one bouncing towards the middle. Kadoku is going to get a good save out, but Spalti going to be quickly there for the follow-up, but it's going to be saved away by Smiles, and somehow Indianapolis are still surviving. Virus still going for it though. Spalti's shot blocked away, and Rob finally clears the lines, but for how long? Indianapolis drowning beneath the waves, but somehow they're still swimming. We're gonna head to overtime if this ball touches the ground. Kadoku clears it, and yes, we do indeed have overtime.
Miles and Joystick split the 50. Virus has ball. No, Virus has boost, chooses to rotate back. A shot wide. The tap from Rob is going to keep this out of play. A second tap is going to allow them to potentially take possession here. Smiles, putting it back into the corner. Leaves it for Rob. Rob takes the high pitch pop. Joystick tries to follow, shoves it all the way back over to Virus and Spalti. Neither make touch here. Smiles puts it back center. Spalti immediately initiating counterattack. Can't quite corral it back center. So that's going to be a 50 on their back line. 30 seconds have already elapsed, and it feels a fair bit slower than our original regularly scheduled game earlier on.
Yeah, and you got to wonder how long this overtime is going to go for. Keep in mind, Indianapolis has already played a series today, and they might suffer from exhaustion, as it looks like that's what happened defensively. Finally, all the pressure breaks them, and Spalti takes game 1.
Ooh, game 1 in the books. I was going to say I did not think that Indy was going to be able to pull that win out. I mean, anytime you let another team take 17 shots on the day in a single game, you're not wrong. They're allowing far too much. There's not enough pressure out of the midfield, and quite frankly, at some point it's going to give. There's no way to fully block all of that consistently. So we'll see what Rob and Indianapolis have here to cook up for a difference maker in game 2. And we'll see what impact that has.
Yeah, I'd also like to say, sorry to Virus, as a League of Legends player and caster, I read that as Varus, which is a character from the game, not Virus. But as we wait to get back into the next match, Toronto, just do what you've been doing. My goodness. I mean, we rarely saw the orange half of the field. It felt like a luxury vacation whenever we actually got to go there, and it was short-lived. I need to see more offense out of Indianapolis.
You really do, and a lot of it's going to be just trying to find that breathing room. We'll see if Indianapolis can make the adjustment, maybe go for a few more bumps, maybe just try to take a bit more controlled possession instead of trying those booming clears that they took here in game 1. But Virus has already got what's going to be the opening goal, only 5 seconds in for Toronto. Virus, great read on the play and a great ability to beat Kudoku. Beautiful pass themselves, too.
Yeah, and this is the thing about playing that earlier series. It's the long time debate. Does it give more momentum or does it give more exhaustion? We don't know, but Kudoku missed what should have been a goal, and somehow we remain at a 1-0 score. But Indianapolis, we're finally seeing the offense we wanted to see. Bump cannot come through, and Spalti will clear it.
Smiles, popped high, joystick has control, opts to play it a bit more slow, splits the 50, still has possession, pops it up high. Spalti's going to be able to outlet that. Virus, though, tried rotating back towards mid-pitch, and it was out of position. So now Indianapolis is going to have yet another opportunity. The touch is a bit awkward. Virus is the follow. Goal number 2. Virus just opts for the booming long shot, and it pays off immediately.
Yeah, and that's just great ball placement, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you practice it. You get goals like that. You had 2 defenders in the net, and they can't stop you anyways. And Spalti to the skies, gets bumped off. Kudoku has to make a touch, and he does, but it's only down to Virus. He's going to rip one, and Virus give him all the goals. He has a hat trick, and there's still 4 minutes left.
Virus needs to relax, brother. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, and he's already got 3. He is filling up the stat sheets immediately. Joystick splits the 50, smiles, unable to grab the boost, and is going to lose the ball possession to Virus. Who else? Virus underneath the ball, pops, gets the touch, but it's going to be pushed across, so instead Spalti's going to take control. Leaves that center for Joystick. That's popping back center. Virus, though, sitting all the way back. That was a great opportunity as Toronto was able to get a bump on the last man.
Yeah, and right now it just feels like Indianapolis, that defense that we saw in game 1 that was so good. I mean, it just looks exhausted. Demos are ringing out all over the pitch, and it will be Rob who comes out as the benefactor. But Joystick gets a good 50 right back to Virus. You want to feed this hot hand, and my God, has he been hot. Pass to the middle. Rob gets the pinch clear, but with that pinch clear, he's going to lose ball possession. Joystick takes it over on the sidewall. No boost for Kudoku. Smiles, misses. Follow-up not there for Toronto. But this goal might come through. No, barely blocked away by Smiles, and Indianapolis are barely surviving.
Joystick, control over 1. Can't quite get it past Kudoku. He's looking to steal the 100 from Kudoku. Gets it. Virus plays a little bit slower. Pops it center for Spalti. Smiles, reads that quickly, and cuts out the pass. Joystick turns, pops. That's going to go off ceiling. Joystick does not go for it. Leaves it for Virus. Rob Has control, no defenders. What a pinch! It shoves him away from the ball and in turn doesn't allow Indianapolis to get probably their best opportunity on the day for an early goal.
Even the Rocket League gods don't want Indianapolis winning this one. Rob gonna take it through the sky, pass to Smiles, maybe a little too far. Smiles fakes it and it's gonna work out. And the fake was beautiful.
You gotta love it. I mean, we finally have a game back on the board. Indianapolis able to get their first goal and hopefully reopen the door here on game 2. We'll see if they can parlay that into goal number 2 here. Spalti, though, winning the kickoff, splits the 50 to put Rob in kind of an awkward spot. She decides to pinch it back center. Joystick able to put a shot on target. Rob and Kadoku are both up. Rob's hunting for a bump, but has no beans, and Spalti was already off the ground. So instead, Smiles is going to have a follow, tries to get to push center. There's 3 defenders in the corner, and none of them want to let them breathe. Kadoku tries to bump 3, can't quite get through, and that shot from Rob's going to be a bit wide. Minute 30 left to be played, and brother, Indianapolis is trying. They're throwing the kitchen sink at him.
They definitely are, but it feels like you're throwing the kitchen sink at a tank. Yes, they conceded once, but Toronto refused to give in. Spalti, even on no boost, won't be bested. Smiles, shot blocked away by Joystick. Rob followed through, not going to be able to get anywhere. And with a minute left, Indianapolis running out of time. This shot not going to go in. Joystick all over it yet again.
Goku drops it down, tries to get it for Rob. Virus has the read, though. Rob passing back center. Virus is there to follow. No beans, but wanted to get a hand up to make sure nothing was established. Kadoku off backboard, clearing it back over to Spalti. Spalti's going to have the play, gets it over 1, demos 2, can't quite get through Smiles. The demo by Kadoku leaves this as a one-on-one situation, but a great spawn. Joystick right where they need to be. A lot of luck really went a long way there.
And Smiles just couldn't get the catch he wanted. He had the opportunity, but it was awkward on the bend in the wall. And this nice little ceiling pinch from Virus. I mean, what a game it's been out of him. As this ball touches the ground, Indianapolis are staring down the gun barrel of a reverse sweep.
It's wild, too. Like, stat sheet-wise, it's almost identical. I mean, they both have 3 saves. They both got 6 shots. They're equivalent outside of the fact that, yes, Toronto has been able to convert. And none of Virus's shots were mechanically insane. None of them were any kind of mechanic that, you can't really replicate. They didn't pull any musties, no flip resets, nothing insane. Just big, booming, well-placed shots by Virus. Opened up 3 incredible opportunities.
Yeah, it's insane to see a stat sheet that even, and what felt like, at least, well, what realistically was a one-sided game. And as we get into this next one, Boss, what do you need to see Indianapolis do differently?
Hey,
Server
look at
went
that.
down for maintenance again.
The
I think
consistency is insane.
It's the meme of the Reaper going door to door. CSA server number 1, he's befelled it. CSA server number 2, next he's coming over. CSA server number 3, CSA number 4 is next. Epic just doesn't want this to happen.
Goodness, they take away trading, they take away Bacchus mod, and now they take away our servers. That's crazy. Anywho, to get back to your question, I don't even really know. Viruses, they're not doing anything that's like exploitable. They're playing really good, consistent, fundamental Rocket League. I mean, all their shots were just straight half volleys. They're just straight using the ball's momentum for their own gain and slamming it in from distance, and it's paying off. I don't shy of saying, hey, play faster. Just get in the way of that shot before it happens. I don't really have a better opportunity. What are you seeing?
I need to see some more sustained offense. As when I was watching that game, like, yes, Indianapolis through the back half got some offensive opportunities, but it was never really sustained. It felt like you got one shot and then you went back to your half of the pitch. And I need to just see some more ball control. It feels like every time they're on the ball, it's just kind of awkward for them, or they don't really have the pieces set in motion for whatever plan they want to commit to. So that's what I'm looking at too as a difference in this game for Indianapolis.
Joystick has the pop, smiles, a bit of a fake here. Rob takes the pop. It's going to be off the backboard. Spalti, though, has the read. Stays back center. Might be a good shot from Rob. Opportunity here. No beans to elevate and unable to put that shot on target. Immediately puts them on the back foot as Toronto dives up front. Kudoku off backboard. A bit of a bump. Came in a little too late here. Kudoku was able to make the save. If Spalti was there even 1 second earlier, that's probably a goal.
It definitely could have been. Virus to the skies doesn't have the boost to quite follow it up, so Kaduku will get it clear. But that's the thing, is that's a band-aid solution to put right back into their half. But here is a full one as we see the orange half of the pitch. But this is exactly what I mean. There's not really a plan from Indianapolis, not really a follow-up. And Virus gets the low double, and Splatty gonna leave the corner for him. And Indianapolis already starting to get battered and bruised in their half of the field.
Ooh, oh, unfortunate. Great placement by Spalti. Bit high, though, as it crossbars down. Smiles, though, a bit caught out of position as that just drops straight down onto their own car and into their own net. Goal number 1 here going for Toronto. They have 6 shots already on the board. Indianapolis, none.
I did not think that was going in. I am shocked and bewildered. But now Indianapolis, no boost except for Smiles. He's just going to opt to clear it. Not even going to hold on to possession. And it makes it so Kudoku doesn't have enough time to get back and get boost. Virus pops it high. Rob going to make a good touch out. Joystick, follow through, middle, not gonna have anything come from it. And now, 2 versus 1, the demo attempt not going to work out. And it's just Toronto's world that we're living in.
Great pre-jump by Joystick to see the play evolving and not let Smiles get the clear. Smiles, a bit of a redirect here, but oh, what a touch here by Rob to push that a little bit further forward and kill any counterattack opportunities. Kudoku over Spalti. Joystick's in the waiting. Takes an awkward ground touch. Smiles is underneath the ball. Elevates, quick air dribble. Pop center, though. Rob is out of position and is going to try and put it back into his own corner. A missed touch. Kudoku gets it over 1, gets it over 2, might be over 3. No! Splits the 50. 2:20 left to be played here, and Indianapolis needs a goal ASAP.
They need one, yes. But the good news, you have 2 minutes. The bad news, you have 2 minutes. Rob trying to get this to the middle for a teammate. Kudoku doesn't have the boost to get there, though. This one going back down the other way. And delivered on a silver platter. Another own goal. Gonna kill Indianapolis's hopes here.
Is that Spalti's best shot opportunity? Booming touch, 2 crossbar, 2 opponent's car. Like, that is the fact that we have 2 from the same person leads me to believe that might be calculated. Rob turning up pitch, deleted. Virus performing a double demo, faking Smiles. Oh my goodness, that is just disgusting. The fake right in front of their own net is a bit disrespectful. Kudoku elevated, looking for a second, a third, a fourth. The air carry established. Rob takes the touch, no pinch there, no power. And instead, with 1:30 left to be played, Indianapolis has pressure, but it doesn't feel that threatening.
Yeah, but the passing play going to try to come through, but it just can't work. It's too telegraphed. everything Indianapolis tried to do, Toronto know it's coming. This just feels like they have the answers to the exam. They know everything Indianapolis are going to throw at them, and they won't let them have a single thing. But a nice redirect is going to send it to the goal, and Indianapolis have life.
Smiles. What an incredible redirect. I love to see it, and it sets up your team so well. But that is the kind of support we like to see. The great look for the pass, just trying to get it past the last defender, and then their two-man playing for the win, playing for the ball to be there. Opportunity available. Oh, it's going to be wide. Virus tried to put the dagger in and just could not get it corralled. Spalti pushes it over to Virus. That's up to Smile. Smiles back to Kadoku. Kadoku looking for a bump. Can't quite get it. Virus has no beans in the ball. Has to wait for. No. Pushes up. I kind of thought they were going to sit a little bit further back and wait for that boost to spawn. But instead, this is now going to be all Smiles. Bump from Spalti. Pushes it forward. Rob has control. Can't get it past. And with 20 seconds left to be played here, Shadow, this could be do or die.
Yeah, and this one thrown high, a double commit. This may be an Indianapolis chance, but there's no boost for them, and they threw the ball away, and that may just be it. It comes down to that, and Toronto move on in a sweep.
Outside, I got to check the bracket now because, yeah, like all of the upper seeds from round one are now eliminated. See here. We'll see here, I guess, as we get more information fed back to us from the spreadsheet. But as we kind of look at our stats here, clear cut, Spalti, yes, is that person on the stat sheet this time. But I'm going to be honest with you, I still think Virus was, by all, the offensive generator of this game. I mean, 6 shots is absurd. That level of pressure, that level of pace, I mean, that is insane.
I need to correct you on something real quick. You said all the top seeds, or all the seeds from round one did not make it through. Ladies and gentlemen, in Superstar and Professional, an 11 seed from the West has made a run into the quarterfinals. Both 11 seeds have upset the 6 and the 3 seed on the West side. So definitely some interesting action, and that includes the Savannah Phantoms are out as well in Professional. So there's definitely a lot of chaos going on around the league. So make sure to stay up to date on that. You can find all the information for CSA in the Discord. !Discord to join if you aren't already in there. Great place to be. You can definitely stay up to date with everything going on and catch more action. So make sure to go join the Discord. But next up, we will have a match from the Superstar category. And I mean, we've seen some good action from Professional and Elite, and Superstar up next. It should be the best action of the night. But looking back just a little bit at that game, what really had to be done in order to make it so that it could be that kind of clean 3-0 sweep and not let Indianapolis even get anything going, really?
Well, I mean, they dominated the midfield, and we saw it on the shot totals. There was, I mean, clearly going into I think game 2, we were 2 minutes in, and Toronto had 6 shots to Indianapolis's none. I mean, to be able to dominate that much out of the midfield, you have to be making the right touches. You're looking to put it where only your team can follow. You're stifling any offensive opportunities your opponents take. So that kind of dominance is absurd, to say the least. I mean, I think the last game was 10 shots to 4. But you know, it definitely turned out to be a incredible series in general for Toronto. I mean, everything just came up right.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, we will get into our final match of the night shortly. First, we're going to send it to a little bit of a break. Make sure to stick around. Plenty of upsets going on. Will we see one more for the final match of the night? We'll see you all after the break. You gotta wonder how long this overtime is gonna go for. Keep in mind, Indianapolis has already played a series today, and they might suffer from exhaustion, as it looks like that's what happened defensively. Finally, all the pressure breaks them. Don't want Indianapolis winning this one. Rob gonna take it through the sky, pass to Smiles, maybe a little too far. Smiles fakes it, and it's gonna work out. And the fake was beautiful.
You gotta love it. I mean, we finally have a game back on the board.
And Indianapolis already starting to get battered and bruised in their half of the field.
Ooh, oh, unfortunate. Great placement by Salty. Bit high, though, as it crossbars down. Smiles, though, a bit caught out of position as that just drops straight down onto their own car.
Rob trying to get this to the middle for a teammate. Kadoku doesn't have the boost to get there, though. This one going back down the other way. And delivered on a silver platter. Another own goal. Gonna kill Indianapolis's hopes here.
Is that Spalty's best shot opportunity?
They know everything Indianapolis are going to throw at them, and they won't let him have a single thing. But a nice redirect is going to send it to the goal, and Indianapolis have life.
Smiles, what incredible redirect. I love to see it, and it sets up your teams.
Certain, so long trying to feel what I should feel, and I was certain, oh, I'd never find a way to heal. Then I found you when I lost my mind. So what if I'll never be the same? Let go of the hands of time. Found you when I lost my mind. Found you 'Cause I'm breaking every time I'm with you. I just might, but you keep falling into my mind. You're falling into my mind. Yeah, it's you. Holding on to your life. I'm holding back to what I want. Ooh, I'm holding back to what I want. Ooh, I'm holding back to what I want. You're falling into my mind, yeah, it's you. Holding on to your life. I'm holding back to what I want. Ooh, I'm holding back to what I want. Ooh, I'm holding back to what I want. Faded. It's hard to hold back feelings, but I try. Mm, 'Cause I'm breaking every time I'm with you. I just might, but you keep falling into my mind. You're falling into my mind. Yeah, it's you. Holding on to your life. I'm holding back to what I want. Ooh, I'm holding back to what I want. Did you hear this siren? Did you hear this siren?
Welcome back, everybody, to an awesome night of CSA action. We've seen some upsets, we've seen some rather expected results, and we've seen everything in between. And now we're in the superstar category, where we have two teams going on maybe an unexpected run to some, maybe an expected run for others. Minneapolis Meteors versus Seattle Emerald, the 5 seed versus the 9 seed, both pulling out upsets. And I mean, at least over on the west side of things in Superstar, Denver are the only top 4 seed left. They're facing off against the 11 seed San Antonio Stallions. But looking ahead at our match, both of these teams in their last 4 games combined, they've dropped a total of 1 game, and that was Seattle Emerald dropping 1 game to the Kansas City Thunderhawks, who were the 1 seed. So these teams have played so well tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can bring out for this match.
Well, and it's absolutely bonkers, right? Like we're watching what could be the start of the most immaculate Cinderella run so far. I mean, Seattle Emerald beating the 8th seed, then beating the 1 seed, and now they have the chance to beat the 5th seed. So, like, for me as a fan of CSA and what we're seeing here on the pitch, or what we've seen so far in the bracket, I should say, is nuts. I mean, this could be the start of something insane. You know, those vibes got to be at an all-time peak after just knocking off the 1 seed in dramatic fashion. I mean, 3-1. Come on.
Yeah, and then for Minneapolis as well, you knock out the 12 seed, you knock out the 4 seed, got to be feeling good. And maybe it's a bit more expected out of them. But those are both sweeps. They've given no ground to their opponents yet. And just a reminder of what's on the line, a semifinal spot. But I'm predicting that Seattle Emerald take it here in the A3-2.
My goodness. I mean, first off, it's got to be a close series. We know it's going to happen, but I gotta be against you here, man. I can't agree with it. I think their Cinderella run ends here. I think the Minneapolis Meteors can't speak. Goodness gracious. The fact that they haven't dropped a game yet in the major, they're cruising. They're playing exactly the way they want to play. Everything's coming up right. So I think that's going to be difficult to bet anything against them. I think it's 3-2 in favor of Minneapolis. But, brother, I think we're ready. We've got both teams on the pitch. Are you ready to see some solid Rocket League action?
I am ready. Ladies and gentlemen, our final match of the night. A Cinderella run, potentially for the ages, hangs in the balance. But can Minneapolis make the clock strike midnight? Let's find out.
Already a bit aggressive here. Elite's off the sidewall. Asa down below. The bump on the goal. Oh, Elite getting goal number 1 here for Minneapolis. And that is an incredible play right out the gate. Has the flip reset, takes control, and the bump from Asa. Not a lot of beans, but a lot of pressure off the rip. 7 seconds in, goal number 1. If you're Seattle, that's a bit concerning.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see. But if the series we've watched tonight are anything of a showing of what can happen, I mean, you think back to when in the professional level, when teams went up 2-0 and then it quickly became 2-2. You got to remember, you're never out of it. Definitely not the position you want to find yourself in, but one that you can easily come back from, especially for players of this caliber.
For sure. Minneapolis looking to pop down center for Asa. Asa gets it. No, Guard Dog is going to have just the lightest touch to prevent any form of shot opportunity. Elite takes the doink to stall the ball and actually prevent it from going on target, possibly to try and throw them off speed. Guard Dog has control, has 100, looking for an elevation here. Asa, no, swats that away. There's a lot of midfield give-and-go action, and neither team is really wanting to give up a shot opportunity. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a great shot here. Guard Dog really thought his teammate was getting that one, and unfortunately it didn't. And now it's a 2-0 game.
Has what a catch to immediately turn it into an air carry. Has his flip. Elite with the follow, fakes the first bit of contact, pops it over 1. That's going to be dangerous. Elite with the follow. Goal number 3 here. 7 shots from Minneapolis in a minute 30, Shadow. And if you're Seattle, you've got to figure out something to change in fast.
Yeah, you do need to figure out a fast change. And I mean, maybe you can give up a game, but these players have played through 2 series already, and they're riding the momentum. And if you're gonna lose your momentum this early, you may be in for a rough series.
Elite dives back in, splits the 50 here, opts to go for the 100. I think they actually got it and stole it from them. Insider gets the pop. Elite elevates over 1, tries to split the 50 with Guard Dog, doesn't make contact. Guard Dog fakes it past 1, splits the 50 with 2, that's onto the corner. They're going to leave it for their team, but Ruin has the sight to clear that away. Goodness gracious. Seattle has shot opportunities, but I feel like all of their passes, which involve fakes, are just being read, cut out at the source.
Yeah, and for Seattle, It just, he feels like they're kind of tripping over each other. We see it again. Asa cannot get this one netward. Runster and going to follow it up quickly and take a demo, and the physical presence in the game is just coming through, and it's having such a big impact. And I mean, what do Seattle have to do to turn this around?
Not fully sure, but they're going to have to figure it out immediately because Minnesota keeps pouring on offense after offensive opportunities. The pop back center, Gardal looking for a shot. It's cut out by Asa, who has the diving touch. Elite pops it back one, past one. Asa gets the second touch with the follow. It's bounced back into the corner. A little bit of deja vu as Guard Dog takes another shot. The same story, not even 10 seconds later as it's pushed back into their own corner. Water falling straight down, nobody to follow, nobody's there for the shot, so instead Spooky is going to be able to push that across. Minute 30 left to be played though, Shadow, and this is a Seattle needs to figure something out and fast.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, at this point, maybe you're just looking towards game two. You just haven't really gotten anything going in game one. I mean, yes, you have 5 shots, but I don't feel like it's been the most quality of opportunities until maybe now. Guard Dog puts it off the crossbar, and that one hurts to see.
Ooh, might be playing for the 50, does, but they're not going to be able to catch the defender out of position. Incredible pinch, is going to drop back center. Elite has the follow, and that's going to be goal number 4 here. 12 shots from Minneapolis already, and my goodness, they are capitalizing on so many of them. And they have 7 saves. They're just playing near perfection right now.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what you want to see if you're any Minneapolis fan. Is just the team play working to perfection. The solo plays working to perfection. It feels like they can do no wrong so far through this game one, and Seattle need to figure out a way to break down this defense. Maybe this is it. Awkward positionings, but they still don't crumble.
Spooky putting it into the corner here. Guard Dog elevates underneath the ball, takes the flip reset, gets it past one, looking for a musty pass back to center. That's going to be cleared away. Dropped down, not even having a chance to communicate what's going on, and Seattle's potential offensive play is cut out immediately. I mean, that is, you talk about a defense being great, sure. But you talk about a defense smothering everything that the opponent can possibly throw at them, and that's Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, it feels really good right now. And if they can keep this up for just 2 more games, they're going to be looking at a quick trip to the semifinals. But I mean, I'm going to be looking at Spooky to just get a little bit more involved for Seattle and to try to right the ship here going into game 2.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're going to have to hopefully see them play up a little bit further, maybe take some more shot opportunities. I know twice there they found Guard Dog right in front of the net, but there were at least 2 Minneapolis defenders. I really wonder what it's going to look like if maybe they try to offer some kind of fake shot, some kind of hesitation just to keep the defenders going, because as we saw, Minneapolis defenders were just diving into exactly where the ball is going to be. I think they're playing 2 seconds ahead, but if Seattle can find a way to just throw them a bit of a curveball, I think they're going to start converting a few more of their shots here.
Yeah, and it's what you want to see. I mean, I said at the start of the broadcast, every Rocket League fan is a fan of a good close series, except for the players playing the series. I'm sure that Minneapolis would love to get out of here in a quick 3-0 and call it a night, but Seattle need to try to fight back. They want to end this 3-1. Guard Dog gonna turn on this ball, but Asa not gonna let it go past him. Gets the reset pass to the middle, but Runster couldn't commit since Elite was upfield.
Dangerous spot here. Bruin able to get the clear before they're demolished. Guard dog fakes the touch, decides to take it off sidewall, goes for the Cuxer pinch. Is that going to be a Cuxer pinch pass? Oh my goodness. The opportunity was there, Shadow. We almost got probably clip of the tournament.
That would have been the highlight reel of the tournament for sure. Unfortunately, though, heartbreak for us casters and heartbreak for Seattle if they cannot find a goal. This game has looked far better than game one, but still they can't find a goal. In fact, it may just be in their net, but Guard Dog gonna make a good save to keep it out of there, and he finally clears the line.
Elite gets contact here. Ruin putting it back center. Guard dog, though, able to dodge the demo. Is going to have a chance to clear that D. Split the 50 here. Insider trying to play some shadow defense. Can't quite get the touch here. Elite's going for a double off the backboard. That's going to be a little high. And Guard dog keeps them alive for just another second. Their defense has really stepped up here, but you're not wrong. They're really struggling to find some breathing room. What is something they could do right now to just open up the pitch a little bit more?
I think just getting outlet passes is always really nice. Like just having a plan when you're clearing the ball, not just I'll carry it downfield and pray I don't run into a brick wall. You got to get the ball to your teammate. Asa gonna put it down, and there's that brick wall, but Asa gets around it. Our dog going to make a catch here, throws it to the back wall. Defense missing, but Asa makes an ever important touch. And somehow we are still at 0-0 through almost half the game time.
Bruin plays smart, putting it back into their own corner. A bit of a miscommunication or a mistouch in general from Seattle means Asa is going to be able to push that all the way down the pitch. Guard dog turns, collects. Flicks it over one. Elite is there. Elite is still in the air, has control, looking for a ground pinch. No. Fakes the contact, tries to get through. No, Guard dog, can you make contact? No! Elite! That might be the slowest goal we've had all day. 7 miles an hour. My goodness.
No. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I think Spooky thought that Elite was much closer to that ball than he was, and so I think he thought he was taking a 50 there, and instead he wasn't, and that's just one of the most unfortunate goals we're gonna see all day. And now for Seattle, these are the cards they've been dealt. They need to fight back in what has been a far better game from them. They're still down 1 goal. What do they need to do to bring it back, though?
Whatever they need to do right now is to keep the ball away from Elite, who has insane control. Spooky trying to outlet to Guard Dog. Guard Dog gets a very favorable 50 back to Spooky. Spooky looking for a bump on Asa. Can't quite get it. That's going to be a shot on. Is it a little wide? No, it was followed up, though, by Guard Dog, who slams it home for their first goal. Did they score last game?
No, that is their first goal of the series after almost 10 minutes of gameplay.
Ooh, that is a better late than never, they always say. But Spooky, we finally saw it. A good supporting play by Guard Dog, and Seattle in general opens up goal number 1. Do you think we'll see more of it?
I think we need to. I think that for Seattle here, I think you gotta win this game. If they lose, Minneapolis's momentum is going to be far too much to overcome. But now Runestart gonna put it off the back wall, but it's only to Incinner as he's going to get it out of here, at least for now. And with a minute left to go, someone has to break the deadlock.
Great control over one, looking for a 15-2, doesn't. Instead, Insider has control, fakes the pop over one. Spooky with the follow, shoving it back to the sidewall here. Bit of a back and forth action. Elite chooses to rotate back, is deleted. Can Guard Dog put this back on target to get goal number 2? No! No! It's going to be off the post. A dangerous spot here is now Elite and Asa connect. Asa demolishing out the goal keep and Elite putting it away. Guard Dog could have had goal number 2 here for Seattle, but a dropped opportunity puts them down 2-1.
That just hurts my soul and that's gotta hurt the souls of Seattle and all their fans watching. But now they've got 20 seconds to try to bring this back. 50 goes through, and this one, Netward and Sinner going to be able to get there, and now he's just gonna pass it out to a teammate, but Guard Dog doesn't have a lot of boost to work with. Asa shuts it down, double commit defensively, Nerves running high, Elite pops it up, and Sinner quick to the ball, looking for the Breezy, not gonna be able to go anywhere. Spooky, last opportunity, keeps it up, but it's low boost for everyone, and Minnesota win game 2. Or Minneapolis, sorry.
My goodness, man. I mean, one mistake, literally one mistouch, one mistake immediately put them on their back foot, and it went from being oh, we just stole game 2 to, oh my God, we now have to stop a team that hasn't dropped a game all series or all bracket.
Yeah, and as we wait to get into the next game, I mean, I gotta look at, I mean, I hate to say it, I gotta look at that one play. Double open net miss. And that's the reason that we're talking about a reverse sweep instead of a 1-1 series. I want to say is the fact that Spooky had 114 points, but it came down to simply one play, and you choked in the clutch, and it just hurts.
No, I can't believe it, man. I mean, two mistakes changes it from a regular matchup to potentially just a potential sweep, a closeout. It's kind of hard not to predict it, brother. I've got it in my hand. The viewers can see it. My broom is ready. So we can indicate.
I think that's exactly what we're going to get here. If Seattle cannot find an answer, final life here for them in this tournament, what do you have left?
We'll see here, as they're already going to be contending with a great shot opportunity. Has to be put back into the corner. Dangerous spot here already for Seattle. Potential counterattack. Asa wants to cut it out. Not even going to let it bounce, as Guard Dog's going to push it up the pitch. Bounces off the high corner. And Signer trying to put a shot on target. It's absolutely swatted and cleared away. Minneapolis does not want to let Seattle build any steam here whatsoever, as Insigner takes control and has a shot opportunity.
Yeah, and he's gonna pull out a nifty little move there, but Spooky can't get it towards the net, and now he has to turn on this quickly. Going to take to the skies, he gets a little far away from it, but gets a good 50 on Asa, who's going to put it back into the blue half, but these guys just trading blows at midfield, and you gotta wonder who's gonna break the deadlock early on.
Asa has control. Opts to come down and split the 50. Dangerous spot here, as Elite was just demoed. Welcome 50 by Guard Dog. Splits yet another 50, gets the flip reset. Stays in the play. Opts not to touch the ball here. And now they're going to finally put it back into their own corner. Leaving it for Spooky. Spooky pops it up high. 3:30 left to be played here, Shadow. How much does a gaff at the end of game 2 affect the mental going into game 3?
I think it hurts it a lot, but if you can get an early goal like this, it can definitely revitalize the mental. Spooky finally stepping up, and he puts it home with the help of his dog. 1-0 for Seattle.
That was terrible. Oh my goodness. Asa,
hey, you let the dog out. You let the dog out. What can I say?
Oh God. Asa takes the read off the sidewall, and Signer, unable to get back to that screamer, is going to have to play it a little bit slower. Elite. Ball's left to them. They get the flip reset off the ceiling. They get the shot on target. Oh, what a touch by Guard Dog to swat it back into the post and clear it away. Minneapolis finally got their first shot. A complete change of the script here after the first game. Great follow. What an insane flip reset pass.
And the second shot is just a goal. Absolutely insane flip reset pass, but you could see it in the replay. The immediate demo onto the player respawning, and that's just in how you do it. You keep them off the pitch, and there's no one to stop you. Spooky has to make a touch, and it's not the right one, and Asa doubles up quickly.
What a banger. That's so much power. I mean, I know it only says 32 because the defender was able to make contact, but Asa put some absolute mustard on that shot. Elite. Spooky split the 50 to get the game back in action here. Asa off the backboard, has the flip reset off ceiling, opts to take a very quick touch to push it back down center. Guard dog elevates, putting it into the corner, looking for a pop. No, can't quite get the pop center for their team. So this is going to go back to the 50 action we've been seeing all series. Shadow, 2:24 left to be played here. And there's a lot of possibilities. Do you see Seattle turning this around here?
I think I do, but I need to see some more team play and maybe keeping Asa off the ball. That man is pre-jumping everything. Now, fake doesn't work out, but a bump on the back line, but they just can't get it to the middle. And another opportunity gone by the wayside for Seattle. Musty shot. Spooky has to make a touch, and he does. Way too easy for him. The reset from Asa to stick with the ball. Runester throws it to the middle. Elite, middle again, but Asa only just now following it up. And finally, another clear.
Up high and wide, and Signer a bit out of position here. Asa is already up, misses contact, and Signer has a great chance to get a bump and a possible goal, but it's going to be pushed away by Elite. Ruin has the beat, dropping down to Asa. You don't want to let him take a shot here. No! Goal number 3 here for Minneapolis. And Seattle's Cinderella run might be coming to a close.
I think that might be the nail in the coffin, barring a miracle. And for this team, they've done a great job to get here, but Minneapolis proving who the true big dogs are. They are just a minute away from marching on to the semifinals. Runester catches this on the sidewall, trying to send it into the middle for Elite. Elite off the post to Asa. Opts not to go. This may be an opportunity, but no. Everyone's being taken off the pitch. Follow through. Spooky's shot too soft, and Minneapolis refused to break.
Asa popping it down center. Elite's just going to shove it all the way across the pitch, potentially killing time here. 38 seconds. Seattle needs a goal, and they need a goal instantly. Ruin has control. Oh my goodness. The insane ability to regain control, get back to the ball, and swat away a counterattack by Seattle is just more of the same for Minneapolis here. Guard dog off backboard. 16 seconds left to be played, and this is probably it here, Shadow. I'm going to probably have to use my broom. Ooh, maybe? The door's open?
Maybe not. Spooky. It just took your broom and shoved it into the door to keep it open for at least 7 more seconds. Now they need to score off of this. What do you have in your bag of tricks? You're going to slow cheat. They're going to let the third man go. The dunk comes through. And Sinner there bangs it. It's over to Guard Dog. Guard Dog off the sidewall. Runester shuts it down. And it's a sweep for Minneapolis.
My goodness, I'm not going to lie. The amount of times I've caster cursed a series and I've said, ooh, it's over. And then it gets flipped open. Absolutely scared the heck out of me there. But no, great play by Minneapolis to shove it back into no man's land and really just keep things up for Minneapolis. But my goodness, I think we're in consensus here. I think we both have to pick the same person for MVP.
I mean, it's very clear who it is.
It's Asa.
I agree with you on that. Yep. I mean, my God, what a series out of him. And speaking of my God, quick update. the 11 seed San Antonio Stallions are into the semifinals. They beat the Denver Shred 3-1. So they've gone through the 6 seed, the 3 seed, and the 2 seed. And next week they're going to go through a formidable Minneapolis Meteors.
My goodness, indeed. Yeah, that's going to be nuts to see a team that hasn't dropped a game versus yet another Cinderella run. But
Well, we know what they do to Cinderella runs. The clock strikes midnight.
Oh, God. Oh, Mr. Producer, sorry, I didn't catch that last one. What'd you say there?
I'd just like to say real quick, the west side on Superstar is complete and utter chaos. 11 seed to the semifinals, 5 seed to the semifinals, 9 seed in the quarters. When you go over and you look at the East, it's kind of business as usual in Indianapolis. Won New York Empire to the quarterfinals. Baltimore Boxers quarterfinals. Those matches are a bit delayed, but it's kind of business as per usual over there. And looking over at some other results from Elite. St. Louis Archers, the 7 seed, also in the semifinals. And the 10 seed Miami Makos are in the quarterfinals. And I mean, I'm scared to open professional. Do we even dare open it considering the insanity that we've had today?
Well, I did open professional, and yeah, their number 1 seed out. Their number 3 seed in the West out, like gone, deleted. And then you look on the East side here, number 4 seed Indianapolis Aeros gone. 3 seed Savannah Phantoms gone. 2 seed New York Empire gone. It's legitimately a 6th, a 7th, a 5th, and still their first on the East. Chicago Titans are still alive for their run here, but so many teams that are underdogs making early wins, and it's kind of thrown the bracket into disarray.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's what you love to see if you are a fan of some chaos. And I mean, I'm just gonna say this, though the east side of things has remained relatively normal across the divisions. I mean, currently the quarterfinals in the east side for professional is the 6 seed versus the seed right below it. I'm not even going to entertain that fan base of people. But I mean, it's been chaos across the board all day. And yeah, we had 2 sweeps, but they were still a definitely interesting series. And I can't wait for next week to see what is going to happen with all this action and all these teams. As I mean, the contenders and pretenders are really being filtered out here.
Oh yeah, for sure. But my goodness, man, it's been great. It's been great to have you on the desk today. Can't speak. My goodness, so much incredible Rocket League action today. It's just got me all kinds of flabbergasted. But it's been great to have you on the desk. It's been a lot of pleasure. You have so much energy. Absolute stud on the mic. Any parting words though before we kind of wrap things up here?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, make sure to join the Discord. You can find out a lot more about CSA. You can get signed up to participate and more. Our next matches will be on the 22nd at 9 p.m. Those will be the semifinals matches occurring. Make sure to be here next week. We'll see you all next time.
Continues to carry him. it down. Oh, that's beautiful.
Shot bottom right corner. Opposite Corey, geocentric.
Down. Oh, that's beautiful. What a save.
Air carry, has his flip. Elite with the follow, fakes the first bit of contact, pops it over one. That's going to be dangerous. Elite with the follow. Goal number 3 here. 7 shots from Minneapolis in a minute 30, Shadow. And if you're Seattle, you've got to figure out something to change in fast. Ooh, might be playing for the 50, does, but they're not going to be able to catch the defender out of position. Incredible pinch. Is going to drop back center. Elite has the follow, and that's going to be goal number 4 here. 12 shots from Minneapolis already, and my goodness, they are capitalizing on so many of them. To Guard Dog. Guard Dog gets a very favorable 50 back to Spooky. Spooky looking for the bump on the can't quite get it. That's going to be a shot on. Is it a little wide? No, it was followed up though by Guard Dog, who slams it home for their first goal. Did they score last game?
No, that is their first goal of
Put
this.
this back on target to get goal number 2. No! No! It's going to be off the post. A dangerous spot here is now Elite in the Asa connect. Asa demolishing out the goal keep, and Elite putting it away. Guard Dog could have had goal number 2 here for Seattle, but a dropped opportunity puts them down 2-1. Affect the mental going into game 3.
I think it hurts it a lot, but if you can get an early goal like this, it can definitely revitalize the mental. Spooky finally stepping up, and he puts it home with the help of his dog.
One cleared away. Minneapolis finally got their first shot. A complete change of the script here after the first game. Great follow. What an insane flip reset pass.
And the second shot is just a goal. It absolutely insane flip reset pass, but you could see it in the and that's just in how you do it. You keep them off the pitch, and there's no one to stop you. Spooky has to make a touch, and it's not the right one, and Asa doubles up quickly.
What a banger. That's so much power. I mean, I know it only says 32 because the defender was able to make a great chance to get a bump and a possible goal, but it's going to be pushed away by Elite. Ruin has the beat, dropping down to Asa. You don't want to let him take a shot here. No! Goal number 3 here for Minneapolis. And Seattle's Cinderella run might be coming to a close.
I think that might be the nail in the coffin.
Probably it here, Shadow. I'm going to probably have to use my broom. Ooh, maybe? The door's open?
Maybe not. Spooky. It just took your broom and shoved it into the door to keep it open for at least 7 more